Ready for another MPGomatic hybrid stunt drive? This week's victim is a 2019 Honda Insight Touring. It is EPA rated at 51 city, 45 highway, 48 miles per gallon combined. And I have put over 300 miles on this beauty so far this week, and I have had no problem hitting those numbers. In this segment, we're going to see how far we can take it past those numbers, because this is a stunt drive. We're going to put this Insight out on my back road small town loop. We're going to see if we can get those numbers up into the crazy range. I've done this with lots of hybrids before. The great things with hybrid drivetrains is it gives you the potential to just crank it up. Now, if you are actively in the market for an Insight, you want to get a local price, go up here to the flyout menu, go down into the description, go to my website, MPGomatic.com. You'll land on a page that explains the process. There's a form that you can fill out. If you're actively in the market, fill it out, hit the submit button, and you'll get contacted by one or more local dealers. So that's it. Don't hit the button unless you want to be bothered by dealers. 2019 marks the first year of the third generation Insight. The original quirky two-seater Insight ran from 2000 through 2006. It predated the Toyota Prius and was remarkably efficient, with a 70 mile per gallon highway rating. The second-gen 5-door liftback Insight ran from 2010 through 2014. It was targeted at the Prius, but it wasn't a sales success. The brand new Insight shuffles the deck and comes up with a winning hand. It's built on the Civic's proven platform, with an exterior that's cleaner and far more conservative. This should gain favor with buyers that find the Civic's exterior to be a bit too flashy. Honda offers 3 hybrid models for 2019: the Insight, the Accord, and the Clarity plug-in. The Insight is the most affordable of the trio, with a starting price of under $23,000 for the base LX model. The mid-range EX adds Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, among other niceties, for $24,000, and the top-of-the-line Touring adds leather upholstery, heated front bucket seats, a moonroof, a 10-speaker 450-watt audio system, and a mobile hotspot for slightly over $28,000. The Touring's interior is upscale as it nears Acura quality level. Honda Sensing safety technology is standard on all trim levels. It includes lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control with low-speed follow, traffic sign recognition, road departure mitigation, collision mitigation braking, and automatic high beams. The LX and EX are EPA rated at 55 city, 49 highway, 52 combined, while the Touring model is rated at 51 city, 45 highway, 48 combined. The Touring model's added weight and larger alloy wheels nibble at the efficiency rating, but all models have the same 10.6 gallon fuel tank, which provides an ample amount of range. The Insight's drivetrain mates a 107 horsepower, 1.5 liter naturally aspirated inline-4 with a pair of electric motors. One of the electric motors works purely as a starter and generator, while the other is a drive motor that delivers 129 horsepower and 197 pound-feet of torque. The electric motors do not use rare earth metals. The Insight rides and handles like a premium compact. Power is delivered through an eCVT transmission. While there's a sport mode, the steering wheel paddles are for regeneration, not for simulated gear changes. That said, I rely on conventional regen in the demonstration that follows. Acceleration is quite brisk when compared to the Prius. You'll find a 0 to 60 mile per hour run at the tail of this test drive. We're starting with the battery just over half full. Ease on out, there's no traffic. Accelerate up to about 20, just under electric power. Now the engine's kicking in. We're in econ mode, and the speed limit on this road is 40 or so. There's an indicator up here that tells us what the limit is. Takes a while to update though. Once it sees that sign up there, it should flip to 50. There you go, it's right there, 50. Here, the engine coming on. We're at 44.3 to start it out. And we're at 50. I'm gonna let off the pedal and see if I can provoke an electric cruise. There we go. Now we've got an electric cruise popping in and out. Car is warmed up. It's 41 degrees out. Hybrids always do better in warmer temperatures. 40's a little cool. And you can hear that engine laboring a little bit. We're at around 50. If it were warmer, this would all be under electric power. We're going to be taking a right turn up here. So now I'm off. You see this screen come up because we're taking a right turn. We've got the right signal on. This shows a preview of what's going on behind us. Now we're braking, we're regenerating, putting power back into the battery. And this road is 25, so we'll take it nice and easy up this hill under electric power. Really slight incline. Once we crest it, I can get off, and we're just going to coast. So we're at 27 right now. We're actually over the limit. And right around here, I'm going to get on the brake early so that we get some regeneration happening. And this is a real twisty road. If you've watched many of these videos, you're familiar with it. It's about a 1.5 laner. There is no line down the middle. Got to be really careful. There's always something coming the other way. Could be a dog, could be a pedestrian, could be a bicycle, could be a pickup truck. So you got to be careful. Now you hear that engine kicking in again. And I'm not going out this really aggressively yet. I'm just driving like a normal person. Now here, we're headed downhill. This is all going to be glide, and it's all going to regenerate. So this is a 25 mile an hour road. We're doing about 30. I'm going to get my foot on the brake so I can regenerate, and the batteries drop below 1/2. We're at 42.5, 44.8, and you'll see that move upwards, and we'll also put a lot of juice into the battery by the time we get to the bottom of this hill. Steeper you go, the more juice you can put in, the more you can drag on the brakes a little bit. Now here, it's flat and it's a bit of an incline. We can just coast this under electric power. You can see over here, you're into the blue, so it's going up above that line. That means you're using electric power, and over here you see the battery feeding the front wheels. And we're up to 57.2. Averages don't mean anything until you've covered a whole lot of miles. But based on what I've seen over the past week, I should be able to get some crazy numbers out of this. Because this is a stunt drive, it's not a normal drive. It's not indicative of what you would do under normal situations. It's just a preview of what's possible if you're a careful driver, and when things are right. This place, you want to stay close to the right because it is all blind turns here. You'll see a sign up here, slow, hug shoulder, and that's all for very good reason. Real tight here. Road's not in great shape. Neither's that house. That thing could be a couple hundred years old, so they're holding on to it until they can restore it, I'd guess. And we can ease out electric power here. We won't need to kick the engine in at all. We're going to come up to a stoplight. And we're up to 70.8, right? Those numbers are nuts. They don't mean a lot because we haven't covered that much distance yet. Full stop, nobody's coming. Creep out. Nice and easy. Speed limit here in town is 30. Don't want to go much above that because the police do like to write tickets. And here again, we are just running off the batteries. We're going uphill with battery power. That's always awesome when you can do it. Usually you'll see the engine kick in when you go to a certain point. There it is right there. Now the engine's kicking in to feed the tires. You can hear it. You get an audible with it. Now we do a little bit of a crest. I can get off. And now we're back to just battery power. It's Sunday, super light traffic. Okay, now we're up a hill. You can see the engine is actually feeding the wheels and it's putting juice back into the battery, both at the same time. And you see that's dropping. I'm gonna let off here. I'm not really working this. I'm not working hard to get the great numbers. Just driving smart, not driving slow. There's that preview again. And we've got the road with the hump test. So I don't want to take it over too quickly. That's just over 10 miles an hour and pretty good bounce. I don't think we want to fly these bumps much faster than, say, 15. Let's try this one at 15. Oh, sorry, about 12. Yeah, a lot of rock on that. Sometimes I get cars that are much more, I don't know what the right word is, but the suspension is firm and you don't get that same forward, backward motion. So these shocks seem, I'd say a little on the softer side. But overall, this ride is wonderful and comfortable. Got somebody pulling out of their driveway. We'll let him out because he's not looking. Because we can do this stuff with just electric power, there's no penalty for slowing down. You don't have to use the gasoline engine to accelerate again. Oh boy, big bounce there. That's the last of the bad bumps. We've got some more coming up on this road, but they're not as severe as that. Now we're headed down a hill, and I'm going to, again, take this opportunity to drag the brakes early, regenerate. Battery is about half full. This is another slow road. But these humps are much more gentle. So we're going to hit this one at about 20. No problem. Climbing a hill with just EV power. Here's the engine kicking in. And yeah, we're doing 24, 25, 26. Now I'm off again, and we're just going to let this coast at about 25. Numbers are looking good at 68. Hopefully this camera setup is going to work for you. I've got 3 cameras on this, although I'm able to, with luck, use multiple views because one of the cameras is 4K, so I can slice it up a little bit differently. I got my fingers crossed it's all going to work out. Another hump, and we're at 10 on this one. We've got to stop up here. We're waiting on traffic. There's not much of it, and we can go. No penalty for idle because it's a hybrid. Doesn't use any gasoline. And another stop coming up. Nothing that way, nothing that way. We're going to ease on out. We can do this all under electric power. Again, another 25 mile an hour road, so no reason to kick the engine in because it's flat. Just go light on the accelerator and you can get away with it. Although, hear that? Boom. Engine kicked in. Now I can get off. I'll get on the brake. We are below half a battery, but that's okay. 4-way stop. And yeah, it's Christmas. Another little segment, we can do it with just the battery. And another full stop. Ease on out. And I'm going to accelerate down this hill. It's 25 miles an hour, but I'm going to go over 25. I'm going to try and keep it in EV as long as I can up that hill. So I'm at 35. Speed limit here switches to 35. I'm at 38. Here's the engine. Just couldn't do it. Too steep. You'll see that drop. Right? Drops pretty quick because it's a short distance so far. Now I'm off. 45 miles here, and I'm back to battery power. Nice easy cruise at 40, just under battery power. There's the engine. We're going to take it up to 45. And once we get to the top of this hill, let off. We're at 47. Now we're putting power back into the battery. I'm not dragging the brakes because this is steep enough that we're going to get some good regeneration from it. Just using gravity. Okay, it's decelerated down to about 38. There's nobody behind us. We're at 40. We're back under pure EV. We'll be turning up here in a bit. And this section we always lose. This next section because we're headed up a hill. See that preview again? Whoop. Now let's see how far we can get up this hill. Nobody's behind us. There's the engine. So since it's kicked in already, I'm going to take it right up to 35. And we're flirting with 70, right? We're seeing it hit 70, flip back. It's pretty good. By the time we get to the top of this hill, we'll probably be below 60, but maybe not. I'm above the speed limit, a few miles above the speed limit. It's 35, I'm doing 38. Right? We're at 60 right there. 53, 58.3. Now I'm back off the accelerator and we're back into the battery power. Holding this pretty well up a slight incline. Once you have enough inertia going and you're moving enough of speed, you can carry it. But if you've got to start from nothing, forget it, man. The engine's kicking in. There's the engine right now. And we're still climbing up a little bit steeper. You don't have to look at these displays to know whether the engine's running. You can hear it. The audible's pretty obvious. This is a really nice segment. Wonderful little twisty bit of road. And we're going to do this all under battery power. It says 25 for this corner. We're doing 35. Handles it really, really well. Another quick set of S's. It says 20. I'm going to slow it down a little bit because the road is tight here. You never know where somebody is coming the other way or if there's a bicyclist. Yeah, there's a car coming the other way. The engine just kicked in right there. So being that it's 41 degrees, I'm real happy with the way this is working out. I have put a lot of miles on this so far this week, and the overall average, it's a tiny bit of above spec, and that's good. Car has just under 5,000 miles on it. $57.7. Ooh, 56.5. I wanted to be higher than this, but this segment to the finish point, this last run home, it's a nice downhill piece, and then there's some good flat. So I've got half a battery. I'll do just fine. Okay, now let's see if I can get away with not using the engine here on in. It's going to get a little bit of regen all on its own because we're headed down a bit of a hill. Of course, if we run this backwards, we'd get a different result, and I've done that with a number of tests. People always say, oh, but run it backwards, you probably won't get the same number. Of course you won't get the same number because it's a different route. And these hybrid systems and conventional systems react differently. It's about elevation changes, it's about coasting, all that good stuff. Another full stop here. Not going to roll it. I'm going to go out easy because there's no traffic. And I've got over half a battery. So I'm betting that I can get all the way back into town without kicking the engine on. This is 35 miles an hour in this section, and we're going to bring it up to speed. If I stomped on the pedal, boom, it would drop the number down. No doubt about that. You'll see this go up. We're at 62.1. By the time we get into town, I don't know. I'd like to be at 70. I don't know if it'll get that high. But we have more speed humps to deal with. So there's that. Here's the first one. This is an easy one, so I'm going to hit it at 27. No problem. You can see we're headed down, and then we're going to head up a little bit, I'm going to hold electric power as long as I can. Now we have different modes here. We've got Econ, we've got Sport, and we have EV mode. I'm running just under Econ. Did just fine at almost 30. I'm not going to put it into EV mode. If you put it into EV mode, it'll want to stay under electric power as long as possible. I'm not doing that. I'm just doing this all with my foot. So right now we're up to 65.5. And we're going to hit this one at exactly 25. No sweat. That first set of bumps that we ran through are particularly treacherous. I've hit those in my car, in my 99 Civic, too quickly and had some wonderful scraping action. Well, wonderful is relative, but it was not a good feeling. So I'm very wary of those. Got the four-way stop again, and we are at 67.6. No engine, just going to roll on through because we got another stop coming up here, and we're to the end of our little route already. And we're just going to finish it up here where we always do. There you go, 68.4. Not shabby.